Guess what, Floyd?
We're recording?
Yeah, how'd you
What a
know?
deal.
What a deal.
It must be Friday, National Pick on Keith Day.
I don't know about all that.
You know?
So we got a couple people. It's been a busy morning.
Yes, it has.
Been buying a lot.
He's smiling means he's making money.
Well, no, I'm losing money because
Yeah,
I'm spending a lot of money.
Sure.
Gold's going up. Gold's like $2,580
It's
today.
going down.
Silver's peaking at 31, so that's all good.
Hey,
But we got a comment from a subscriber, Sir Alfred.
Sir Alfred. Ooh.
Sir Alfred is their YouTube username. Pretty
Okay.
cool, huh?
Hey,
He's like royalty, sir.
whatever.
Maybe he could be knighted, I don't know. Anyway, the question is simple. When you live life, you've got all these great stories. What did you do for a living? What did you do to earn money throughout your life?
As little as possible.
As little as possible.
No, for years I pulled wrenches. And then I got tired of that. You know, like I say, we want kids to know at 17, 18 maybe, getting out of high school, what they want to do the rest of their life. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. At 40 years old, I quit pulling wrenches and put a $10,000 toolbox in the corner. Went to chasing wires. It was something new and exciting.
You know how old I was when I finally learned what I wanted to do? I was over 40.
I was too. That's what I said.
I was
Yes.
doing the coins all my life. I was having different jobs along the way, mostly managerial. But by the time I've owned different companies, but by the time I was 40, I finally figured out, this is what I should be doing.
Something you can have fun doing.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you started doing electrician,
Yeah, I started chasing wires.
chasing wires. What exactly is chasing wires?
You're chasing wires. You got a problem. We got to chase the wire from where it starts to where the problem is.
So did they ever run away from you when you was chasing
Oh,
them?
hell yes. You think it's going from here to there, and it didn't. It went over there.
I don't know a lot about electrical.
I don't doubt that.
Now you remember
There.
the gentleman, I'm not going to say his name, that built the building we're in.
Yeah, I do.
Did you work for
Yes,
this person?
I did. I wired a lot of buildings that man built.
I think we could say his first
including
name, maybe, couldn't we?
Al,
Not?
including
Yeah,
the
Al.
oil change over there.
Yeah, he owned the oil
I
change.
got him going big time when we was wiring that. I had to dig a trench from the building over for the phone line to come in.
Yeah.
And he come walking up talking to us, and I handed him the shovel.
That was what, 30 years ago?
Yeah. But I handed Al the shovel, and he looked at me and said, "When the man walks on water, hands me the shovel, I'll take it. Meanwhile, ain't happening."
Al didn't like to work hard.
He didn't.
He was a
just
good
like
old boy. I liked
sitting
him.
having coffee and stuff with him, and it's like you. He said, "Hell, I never use my own money."
Yeah, he built this whole
Yeah,
complex.
he built this whole complex, but he did it on investors'
and he
money.
refused.
Not his.
We offered an exorbitant price for this building
He
back
wouldn't
in.
sell it.
No, he wouldn't sell it. But then his son, 9 years later, ended up selling to us anyway because
yeah.
he was
But that's-
out of the picture at that time.
Yeah, but see, for the last, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years, when he would show up on our jobs, his jobs we were wiring, and his wife would be with him and say, "I'm trying to get him to retire."
Well,
He
that
said,
don't
"First-"
happen that easy.
Al said, "First I gotta go to work. I'm too busy having fun." But it's like, okay, he had projects going here, he had them going down south, and I enjoyed pulling wrenches for a lot of years, and then it got to be a job. And I didn't like it. So I started doing electrical work.
Okay, you pulled the wrenches.
Yeah,
What was one of the weirdest jobs, or where did you work first?
I worked at, God, what the hell was it called? Michael Chevrolet,
Michael's?
Vincent's.
Or anywhere else
Chevy
pulling
dealer
wrenches?
on Henry. Worked for a Ford dealer for a little while. And then I worked at J.C. Penney for
I was
10
waiting for
years.
that one because I've heard you
Yeah,
tell
I worked
stories
there
about
for
that.
years. And it was a lot more fun because it was more variety. And you actually got to meet the people.
All right. What is the weirdest thing when you was turning wrenches?
Yeah.
What was the weirdest job you did, or the weirdest request someone gave to you?
We had a wrecker bring a car in. The guy come in whining, telling us
Yeah.
how we should be doing our job.
You should.
Okay, well, no. Anybody can be a mechanic. He said, "Well, I put new calipers on a Chrysler, and I went through 3 gallons of brake fluid, and I can't get the air out of it." Well, Chrysler was one of the few that you could put the calipers on the wrong side. And that's what he did. The bleeders was on the bottom. Where does air go? To the top, not the bottom.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. So, okay. Friend of mine, Shine, we called him. He fixed it. Looked at the guy and said, you know, you're right. Any damn fool can be a mechanic.
And then you started electrical.
I started doing...
How many years?
I was
About
40.
how old was you?
I was 40.
So about the same age I was when I finally
That's what I
realized
said. We
my
expect
career.
kids to get out of high school at 17 and 18, go to college. What do you want to do for the rest of your life? Hell, I didn't know at 40.
What do you got to say
Yes.
to all the people watching, telling their kids this is what you're going to do? What do you got when you get out of college? What do you got to say to those people?
Now, let them do what they want to do.
They'll figure it out on their own.
They'll figure it out on their own. And as I've heard for many, many years, if you enjoy your job, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, you can guide.
That's exactly how I look.
You can guide them,
Yeah.
but ultimately it's their
But
decision.
these people, like you, for instance, your kids
Oh.
don't even want to go into coin business. A lot of kids don't want to do what their parents did. But I've known a lot of parents that, well, here, you're going to take this over. No, I'm not.
Don't force your kids.
I don't want to do this. Yeah. Don't baby them and keep paying the change, but let them decide themselves.
Okay, and when you was 40, you started electrical.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest job you ever had there? There's got to be something crazy about electrical.
A lot of them.
Well, give us a
We did a
weird
lot
one.
of
Give us
fire.
one
We
or
did a
two.
lot of fire work. Okay.
Okay, what's that?
And I'm not going to, well, after a fire, you got to redo the electrical. And I'm not going to mention the names, but we called him $50.
Call him $50.
$50 because he wanted
imagine.
extra. He wanted extra stuff done that the insurance company wasn't paying for. My boss said, okay, but it's this much money. Oh, that's no problem. They're paying me a lot of money for my separate living and da-da-da-da-da. We got all done. I don't have any money. He gave us $50 a week till he got the bill paid off. So we just called him $50.
Well, that's
We showed up at a fire, okay? The fire department was still there. Guys, you want to come back? This area of the attic's still smoking?
so. This is a lot of exciting stuff
Oh, yeah.
from your life.
Mm-hmm.
Day in the life of Floyd.
Yeah, but I still did as little as I had to.
So you dealt with $50. Is there any other weird things in the electrical
Oh, yeah.
field?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear it.
I watched a Consumers Power employee. We was changing services. He was cutting the wires. And he came back, he's hooking them back up. Okay, well, he spliced them together, and most of the guys taped them when they got done. This clown didn't. He was just shoving them over his shoulder. And we kept backing up because my boss said, watch, he's going to hit that aluminum E with one of them. He did.
No,
He
righty
hit
then.
the
That's
E.
not good.
No, that's not good. That's not a pretty picture. Had another one in Whitehall, setting the meter in the rain, and he blew the meter socket right off the wall. Because the water was running in so hard, he shouldn't have been doing it at that time. But it's,
Well, those are some exciting
and
stories.
then I had a gentleman on Valley Street, we're putting in new receptacles in an existing house. All right, you fish the wire up the wall, okay? All right, we was going around doing that and get the wire, pull it out and take about 2 foot and tie a knot in it so it couldn't go back down.
Okay.
And then go to the next one. Well, Ron come upstairs and the guy said, do you know he's doing that with 2 foot of wire on every one? Ron says, damn, I told him 3. I don't want to go back down the hole and have to do it again.
Okay, we've talked about what you've done in your life. We've talked about some of the weird things. Let's go back up a little bit and go back to turning wrenches.
Yeah.
What is one of the best experiences you had doing that?
Best.
The best. I mean,
Oh, I
a
had
great experience you really enjoyed and
I
you
was-
remember.
Okay. I took over as service manager at Penny's. Okay. And I had a family come in there that was on vacation from New York and needed a muffler. Okay. The guy said, it's a Penny's muffler, but I can't find the guarantee. Well, I looked at his car. Everything on it was J.C. Penney. So I warrantied it. Said, here, when you get home, send me the warranty. We had just got a new assistant store manager, And he raked me over to Kohl's and called New York, which is where the head office is, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, when Rasmussen showed up from New York, he complimented me on doing that, because it was a Penny's customer. You know, by the way, the man sent a letter to the head office saying, thank you for me going out of my way not to ruin their vacation.
That's got to make you feel good when the
You bet
boss
it
does
did.
that.
You know,
Okay, let's fast forward now up into the electrical part of your career. What's one of the better things you did there? I mean, that you really remember, one of the best things.
finding issues with people's wiring. It's been,
And
oh,
fix it.
yeah, the best one, the funniest one.
Let's hear it.
We showed up, man said he had a short somewhere, okay? Because every time his wife did dishes, if she touched the faucet, she got a shock. Okay, okay, that's a ground issue, okay? We know that going in. So we're looking for that, and you find this isn't grounded, so you fix it and that, and then pretty soon it'd be like, okay, it's time to check it. So we'd get out the meter and touch it to see if it's still showing voltage. And the guy looked at us and said, boy, you do that a lot fancier than I do. I got a different kind of tester. Oh yeah, what's that? And his wife said, me. Excuse me? She said every time he thinks he fixed it, he has me touch the faucet. If I still get a shock, he didn't find a problem.
So are you glad you fixed the problem?
Oh yeah, but I mean, that was just hilarious.
It's a really memorable
oh yeah,
experience.
it's like, she was his tester. You know, and like graduation time, you go to houses and put in more plugs on the counter because they were all of a sudden plugging in 10 crackpots. And that one little circuit wouldn't handle them.
All right, guys.
That's it.
If you
Remember-
know of anything that you want to ask Floyd for the future, feel free to leave a comment below. Or maybe even say, hey, I did this for a living.
There you go.
And this is a memorable experience for me. So if you like seeing Floyd on Fridays, keep tuning in.
But remember, don't keep trying to direct your kids in what they're going to do for the rest of their life.
Just help
It don't
guide them.
work.
Just help guide them.
There you go.
So thanks for watching. Don't
Oh,
forget
by
that
the
thumbs
way-
up.
By the way, Keith's still a pain in it. Okay? Bye.